Good morning, everybody. How are you? It's Victoria Lorient Fabish, holistic psychotherapist, registered psychotherapist on this pretty spectacular bright day in Toronto. I know we're getting snow at some point, but whatever. We are in the moment and we are appreciating the spring-like weather we're having, and it's a beautiful day. I hope you're all doing well. And today I want to come at you, and thank you again for joining me on these live broadcasts about, this important thing. Hi, Wendy. Hi, Shoshana, my cousin from Israel. How wonderful is this that we get to sort of see each other in this way? But I wanted to talk about this sort of very common concept, which is your inner bully. The inner bully is powerful if you don't manage it. And it's sad because the inner bully, any one of us, who might have experienced overt criticism, in the family culture, or even covert criticism or comparisons, lots of comparisons. Why don't you do as good as this person? Or even just being in a school system where you felt bullied, or hi Joanne, how are you? Where you felt bullied, or where the school, provided an atmosphere of over competitiveness, whatever it may be. There may be so many ways in which that inner bully got developed first 6 years of life, and it proliferates in your brain, corresponding with some serious neural pathways, which makes it ingrained in your personality and in your autopilot thinking, which is the key here. Autopilot thinking. This is the biggest thing that people need to tackle, is how they think, their inner running commentary on a regular basis. And this is what allows the inner bully to just wreak havoc if you don't catch that inner running commentary. I worked, recently with someone who wants to do creative, who wants to experience creativity in their life. They have time right now to do some creativity. And okay, so fantastic. I'm encouraging this person. This is great. This is something that's going to help you with all kinds of things: anxiety, depression, feeling a self-esteem rise, and all of that. Great, amazing. But then what comes at me from this person is the inner running commentary. I'm not good enough. I don't matter. What I think isn't really that important. What I create isn't good. People aren't going to like it. And the inner bully will do that. The inner bully will say, don't do it because you need to be afraid of what other people think. And that is the paralysis factor of the inner bully. Hi, Tracy. That is the inner bully in its worst incarnation, saying, worry about what other people think. Be in touch with the part that says, don't do anything because other people may or may not criticize you. But the inner bully is saying, other people are going to criticize you. Other people are going to look funny at you. Hi, Tamara. Hi, Del. Other people are going to look at you in ways. Hi, Catherine. Thank you so much for joining me, everyone. I so appreciate it as we do this live stuff, because we want good, juicy information to transform people's lives. And every day I'm going to try and do that. So the inner bully, left unchecked, sort of allowed to sort of appear to you as if it is the truth. That's the trick of the inner bully, is that it will appear to you as if it is true, everything it is saying. Yet, the most important thing is that you challenge that inner running commentary, that you get in there and say, hey, stop for a moment. You are not your thoughts. There is something other than your thoughts. There's you, and then there's your thoughts. They are not one and the same. It's an interesting concept, but it is a very important concept for you to remember, that you have this ability to observe your thoughts versus be at the mercy of your thoughts. Take that in for a minute, because if you start observing your thoughts, interestingly, that inner bully thinking will lessen in its power, because suddenly it has a bit of a watchdog going, hey, what is going on here? What are you saying? And Tracy has a question. Got to put the glasses on. How do you deal with the inner bully disguised as a caretaker? Just clarify that a tiny bit, Tracy. So caretaking of other people, is that what you mean? You need to take care of people. What's wrong with you if you don't take care of people? Is that what you mean? Just clarify for me a tiny bit, Tracy, and I'm going to really expand on that. So, hi, Celia. So when you observe your thoughts, you have the ability to actually change your thoughts. So Tracy just voiced, yes, what I meant was exactly that. And the inner bully saying, you need to be more, you need to caretake other people more. You need to, what's wrong with you? Are you a bad, mean person that you're not taking care of other people more? That's all the inner bully paralyzing you and guilting you. The inner bully's greatest weapons are guilting you, are telling you that everyone's watching and judging you, are telling you that, what you say really doesn't matter, are telling you that you need to give more than you want to give. You need all of these ways. And if you don't give more than you want to give, then you're a bad person. You're somehow not a good person. And there's different family culture belief systems that will support those bullying belief systems. Religion might support those belief systems, bullying belief systems. School might do that. And, just the way the family culture goes might just do that. So it's very important for people to go about the business. Now let's talk about the neutralizing of the inner bully, because we now know what the problem is. The problem is, clear, a paralysis state of being, like just frozen. I will do nothing. I will not change anything. I will just stay safe here because my inner running commentary is constantly in a state of, you're not good enough. You don't do this well enough. And, you should feel bad about yourself. What's wrong with you that you're not doing this, that you're not taking care of other people, that you're not pleasing other people, that you're not, sacrificing yourself. It's all about this inner critical being. And it could be the critical parent energy of taking up space in your being. All of it's the bully. But a lot of it is this child part of us hammering down on us. And so it's not a fully adult, rational part of us. It's a child part of us. It's an irrational part of us. So let's go about the business of understanding how to start to really neutralize that. Number one, you need to become aware that that's happening. Look around you, take an inventory, write about it, ask yourself, am I, paralyzed from doing the things I really want to do because of this inner running commentary that is so profoundly negative and destructive and critical? And so if the answer is yes, I want you to, from that moment, start to go, I got your number. Number one, now I am going to pay attention to my inner running commentary. So observation and awareness are very, very important. From there, we got to do what are we going to do with it? Firstly, you have to tell your thoughts to stop and to say, I need to poke at you, and I need to present alternative arguments to the bullying thoughts. So what would some alternative arguments be? You need to give it another, you might say, I don't need to think that way. You need to infuse some self-esteem. I have a right to be creative. I have a right to not give of myself to the point where I'm overly exhausted. I have a right to say no. And then really saying, people have an opportunity every moment to challenge the thoughts, the inner bullying thoughts. And just the simple observing and challenging will lower the volume of the bullying thoughts. Because bullying, self-bullying, is much more powerful than other people bullying you. You're doing a much more efficient job of just stopping you from doing what it is that you feel is right for you and your life purpose in many ways. The other piece that I really like to do is I like people to sit in a meditative state with the bullying part. So I literally say, close your eyes. And if everyone's watching, do this little exercise with me. I want you to close your eyes. I can feel everyone closing their eyes. And I want you to identify the part of you, it's not all of you, that bullies you, that says these, crippling, mean things to you. I love people watching me from all over the world. It's so satisfying. Because I know this is an interesting topic that people are really hooked into and can relate to. So take a little bit of a moment where you're looking at that part of you that is bullying you. And you want to sit down on a park bench together. Got that image? Everyone's sitting down on a park bench together. You got yourself, the adult you, and the little bullying gremlin you. And just observe this bully. And just let's have a dialogue with the bully. The more you sit and focus in on that bully, the more you have a chance of neutralizing it. And I want you to ask that bully, what are you here constantly trying to do for me? And the answer usually is, well, I'm just here to, torture you. And let's just go further, because this is a child, not a logical part of you. It's a bullying part of you. And the key question is, what are you trying to do for me? In other words, they're trying to do something positive for you, because every single pattern in our life is trying to do something positive for us, but not succeeding. So the bully might be saying, I'm trying to make you better. I'm trying to make you a better person. I'm trying to give you discipline. I'm trying to make you feel bad for doing bad things. I'm trying to make you a better person, says the bully. And you're like, hold the phone here, people. Bully, you are not succeeding. What you are doing is you are paralyzing me. And the bully needs to start, you need to see this bully as a playground bully. As a playground bully. And you need to see this as this child starting to transform right before your very eyes. In your inner, if you're closing your eyes right now, in your inner eyes, sort of, you see this bully starting to transform into simply a child that doesn't know what to do, but knows that it's trying to make you a better person. So you want to tell this bully, listen, I can't hear you anymore because you are too harsh and you're scaring me. And this doesn't work. And you're not doing what it is that you say you're trying to do, which is trying to make me a better person. And so the bully, see this bully transform into, very slowly, and this is an exercise I encourage people to do repetitively every time that bully shows up. Transform that bully in your mind's eye into, boom, a supportive coach. I want you to see this bully as a supportive coach, giving you like coaching words and sentences instead of bullying sentences. So if the bully used to say, feel guilty because you don't take care of people enough, the coach will go, hey, listen, measure your energy and see if you have a little extra time once you've taken care of yourself to give to other people. Once you have filled your own cup and you've created a bit of an overflow, maybe you can give to other people from that, full cup. Or if the bully is saying, be really afraid of what people think of you because you shouldn't even be putting your projects out there because people are going to criticize you. Transform that bully wording into some coaching words, which are, people may like it, people may not like it, but what really matters is how you feel. Are you feeling good? Are you enjoying your project? Are you excited about what you're feeling? Or the coach might say, hey, I really want us to work on you becoming more resilient to other people's opinions, to feeling the pain of other people's opinions. So, the coaching part of you might say, hey, you can start to transform this part of you that is rather, self-deprecating and not resilient to other people's opinions, and start to say, hey, I'm going to work on being stronger about what other people think. I'm going to get stronger about the energy inside me that is much more resilient to other people's opinions and other people's thoughts about me. Because if you don't, you will be paralyzed by the very concept of another person observing you and saying something snarky about you. Start to develop more of an attitude of, I don't care what people think. There's a great book, How to Give Less F's. I won't say the F word, but How to Give Less F's. It's a book that you should think about reading, right? But that is the transformative, when you observe that bully and start to transform that bully every time it shows up in your mind into a supportive coaching energy, you will start to change the way you receive those set of words. You will challenge those words that are deprecating, critical, and paralyzing, and you will transform them because you're observing them and challenging them into more supportive coaching words. And it's an exercise I want you to do on a regular basis so you can change the neural pathways associated with the bullying thoughts. Is that clear? If it's not, ask me questions on my group. Come and join my group which is positive self-culture, relationship culture, and family culture. I would really, really, really love you to join me. But if you don't want to join me, no worries. Just message me on the messenger here. Because I really want to make sure it's clear that you're feeling that I want you to observe that you have the bully in you. Then I want you to sit down and focus on that bully. And then I want you to have a dialogue with that bully. And then I want you to challenge the bully's information and ask why it keeps showing up for you constantly. And then you want to then shift it into, right away, transform those words into positive coaching words. Because if you do not, left unobserved and undealt with, the bully will just take over and paralyze you. So this is solid techniques. They're neurolinguistic programming, neural pathway brain, changing your brain by catching your thoughts and by shifting your thoughts into a new way of experiencing this part of you that legitimately is trying to make you a better person, but is doing it in a very destructive way. And you want to transform that way into a more positive way. And the only person that has the power to do that is you. And it's called discipline, and it's called catching it and catching it and catching it. I hope this was helpful. This was a snapshot of some of the stuff in my 2 books. Hop over to visualizationworks.com, which is my website, visualizationworks.com, because guess what? Visualization works. Hi, Wendy. Awesome, she says. My inner voice is not a bully, but rather an instigator of what I call false nurturing. Gonna sit down with them. Good. You go in there and sit down with them. Identify what it's trying to do for you, and then transform it into the positive. But you have the power to shift your thinking, because if you don't, it'll just take over. Because you know what? The negative thoughts proliferate much faster than the positive ones. So you need to go about the business of dismantling the negative ones and replacing them with more constructive words. And you are not your thoughts. There's you, and then there's your thoughts. But there's something other than your thoughts. And remember that. That's the biggest tip I can give you in transforming your own mind. So my first book is called Find Your Self-Culture. Moving from depression and anxiety to monumental self-acceptance. Powerful stuff in here. All of this stuff I talk about in this book, in this first book. And then this one's about relationships, of course, because, you know, we have to have a healthy self. But then, hello, let's have some healthy relationships, right? So connecting, rewire your relationship culture. Because I talk about relationship culture, the culture of criticism, the culture of all kinds of relationship cultures are what I identify. So this is important. What does Yatushka say? Have a beautiful full moon in Virgo. Oh my God. Great day for healing body, mind, soul. Full moon. Is everyone feeling that full moon? I felt it last night big time. Had trouble falling asleep. So the full moon will bring out that energy of the bully too. So work it, work it, work it, and neutralize it. Have a fabulous day. Blessings. All right, we'll be in touch. Tomorrow I'm going to come at you with a new, really juicy topic again around 9:30. Bye for now.